Behold, the only thing greater than yourself.
And his name is Paul Scott. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself. So Paul, tell us his story.
Well, Paul Scott started, in the streets of Newark as a kid, trying to find me a guitar to play, trying to find some drums. I didn't have a guitar, so I used my broom. I didn't have a drum, so I used a little. You remember the timpani?
Yes.
I used to sit those on the top of boxes and beat them.
Wow.
Then my mom, seen that I love music, so they started, trying to find ways to give me different instruments. And then that's when my creativity juices started to flow to like be a creative guy and making music.
And you're from Newark too, right?
That's right, born and raised.
All right, now, so when did you start DJing?
But DJ came after like my musical instruments and things.
Okay.
It came somewhere around in grade school.
Okay.
I started DJing like in the early 80s. Me and my friend Keith Shepard, he's Queen Latifah's bodyguard, the big black dude.
Okay.
We used to take two component sets and put them together.
Right.
And then we would try to blend the records without pitch control. So we started that in this basement, like, and of course he has between 8th grade and 9th grade high school. It's like 79, 79, 80.
Really? It's so much to talk to you about with music and house music. Because as a person who has played instruments, you have that ear.
Yeah.
So tell me how that all intermingles.
Well, just having the love for, the great ones like Stevie Wonder and Maurice White from Earth, Wind & Fire, and loving the Jackson 5. I always had an idea of how I would have, worked out in the recording studio process. So arrangements was always like, into me, how to arrange horns and strings and then putting the horn orchestration with the rhythm. So it was just natural. In high school, I marched in a high school band. I played, they call it a trip, a triplet, 3 drums connected.
Okay.
So I was always in the area of hanging out with horns and watching my band directors, put all the pieces together. And that always intrigued me. So, when I got a chance to be in the lead, I formed a band. But first I played in a band called 4+2 when I was a kid. Okay. And I had my first little experience with audience, hurrah. Remember the song Skin Tight by
Yes, Skin Tight.
I tested the bass out. They said, test the bass out. I was like this high, and the bass was this big. And when I tested out, the whole audience just like went nuts. And from there, that's all she wrote. So I always wanted to be a part of this, like, music is, fit music is like a puzzle.
Yes, it is.
So
yes, it is.
I always like wanted to try to fit guitar and horns and then, drums and, you gotta play this, you gotta be here. So I'm always like known to be the band leader,
And let me tell you, this is one of our Jersey jewels. And this is the thing that, I'm trying to get out there, that there's so many jewels in Jersey, in Newark. And Paul Scott is one of them. Now tell us, how did not how did you play in Zanzibar? Did you go to Zanzibar?
Well, Zanzibar was like my home away from home. On Wednesday, I graduated from King College.
Okay.
So on Wednesday nights, the club would open. I would bring my books to Zanzibar, go in the back, do my homework.
What?
When I got done with my homework, I took the books, put them on top of the speaker, and went right to the dance.
Oh my goodness.
So I never really I had one opportunity to play in the Zanzibar with Punch. They was P&S Productions had a night upstairs, and I was supposed to play downstairs. But something happened where I could play. And actually, Punch remind me of that, but I forgot. But my main club that I actually played in and had some residency in was Club Sensation.
Club Sensation.
Club Sensation.
Now everybody who is from Newark, and if you came over to Newark from Philadelphia, even Chi-Town, you know Club Sensation.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about getting involved with Club Sensation.
Well,
and you're talking about when it was the building, that building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, being the cat that had such a love for music, you know, Kelly Willoughby and Reginald Willoughby, he's deceased now, Reginald. Kelly is still, you know, around, still making music on YouTube and stuff. Yeah. They noticed I would come down to the club so much that I got a free pass. I just started, they just, man, you're not paying no more, just come in. So when I came in the club, you know, being such a fiend for, you know, the center of attention with the DJ, I dance most of the night, but half the night I sit there on the speaker watching the DJ.
Wow.
So after a while, it was like, yo, dude, can you do something?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can do something. So one night, Mark gave me the headphones, and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
The rest is history, pretty much. Kelly allowed me to come in and audition for him, and then that was it.
So DJs had to audition?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, it's almost like you were going to perform. So you had to go for the person to say, I can do this.
I had to go down to the club when the club was closed on the weekday, and I had to, you know, show Kelly what I can do.
Wow.
And he liked what he heard, so I actually was a resident on the hip hop part of the club.
Really?
You know, and that was my steady gig. But besides that, he set up 2 studios. I worked one of the studios.
Okay.
And then when Mark Thompson would go on vacation, I would fill in for him, like some New Year's Eve parties when he would go do something else. I would fill in for him. Yeah.
And so right now today, you're still DJing.
Yep, absolutely.
Still making music.
Still making music.
You know, I know we're going to talk to you more.
Right.
And we want to get information out to everyone so that they can come and see where you at. What's your email? What's your information? Give it to us right now.
But if you want to know as far as the tracks that I'm producing today, you can get me at www.bopmusic.com. That's www.bopmusic.com. And we got some gems. Matter of fact, today I'm gonna play some gems for you. That we got that's up and coming, that's not released.
Alright. So we're gonna get some of those gems that he's gonna play for us. And we'll be right back.
Bye. Okay.